Hello, let's discuss on plant growth and development. What is growth? Growth can be defined as an irreversible, permanent increase in the size of an organ or its part, or even as an individual cell as a whole. Growth is regarded as one of the most fundamental and conspicuous characteristics of a living being. Let's take an example of growth. Expansion of leaf is also an example of growth. Plant growth is unique because plants retained the capacity of an unlimited growth throughout their life. This ability of plant growth is due to the presence of a group of actively dividing cells called as the meristems, which are located at certain portion of plants like root and shoot apex. The cells of such meristems have the capacity to divide continuously and self-perpetuate. So the product of this cell, however, loses their capability or capacity to divide, and such cells makes up the whole plant body. This form of growth, wherein new cells are always added to the plant body by the activity of the meristem or the actively dividing cells, are called as the open form of growth. And it is because of this reason that plant growth is also termed as indeterminate growth. At a cellular level, growth is principally a consequence of increase in the amount of protoplasm. Since increase in the protoplasm is difficult to measure, growth is therefore measured by a variety of parameters like measuring the increased fresh weight or dry weight, or even the length, area, and volume of the cell number. Now let's discuss on the phases of growth. The period of growth is generally divided into three phases. The first phase is the meristematic phase, the second is the elongation, and the third is the maturation phase. So both the root and the shoot apex represent the meristematic phase of growth. The cells in this region, that is in the root and shoot apex, are rich in the protoplasms, and the cell also have a primary. The cell wall are primary in nature and having thin and cellulosic with abundant occurrence of protoplasmic connections in their cell wall. The cells next to this meristematic region constitute the phases of elongation, and in this phase the cell have increased vacuolation. Cell enlargement is also observed, and even new cell wall depositions are found, and these are the characteristics of the phases of elongation. The third phase is the phase of maturation. So the cells in this maturation zone attain their maturity in terms of size and even in terms of cell wall thickening, and the protoplasmic modifications are also observed. So maximum increase in size in terms of cell wall depositions, or even protoplasmic connections or protoplasmic modification are observed. Now the cell in these zones the cell in this zone lose their ability to divide. That means they cannot undergo further division, and this result from this zone of cells, that is the cell that is constituting the meristematic the maturation zone, arises from the zone of the meristematic cells, and these cells constituting the maturation zone only help in the increasing in size or girth of the plant body. Now the growth of a body requires water, oxygen, and nutrients, which are very essential. Now the plant cell grows in size by the cell enlargement, which in turn requires water. Thus plant growth and further development of the plant are intimately linked with water status of the plant. Oxygen also help in the releasing of metabolic energy that is essential for the growth activities. Nutrients such as macronutrients or micronutrients are also required by the plants for getting energy and also for synthesizing their protoplasm. In addition, every plants have an optimum temperature range that is best suited for its growth, and any deviation of the temperature may also drastically affect the growth and development of plants. Environmental signals such as light and gravity also affect the growth of plant or phases of growth of plant at various stages. And these environmental signals are some of the external factors which are playing a major or driving factor, which acts as driving factors in determining the growth.